South Korea and the United States have reportedly shared the view that they need to hold the joint meeting of their foreign and defense ministers on a regular basis. Their latest one came last Friday, and though North Korea's nuclear program and its provocations topped the agenda, also on the table was strategic cooperation on South Korea's nuclear energy.
Right, and to help us to go in depth on this topic today, Professor Hwang Il-soon, Director of Nuclear Transmutation Energy Research Center of Korea, is joining us right here in the studio. Thanks so much for coming in today, Professor.
Thank you.
So it's certainly a slow process for the two sides to renew the 1974 accord, which bans South Korea from enriching uranium and reprocessing spent nuclear fuel.
Right. This system is to avoid nuclear proliferations, which is dangerous to whole world peace. And there is already international mechanism made by United Nations, so-called Non-Proliferation Treaty. And we are a member, and IAEA is functioning as nuclear police to watch all countries member of NPT to follow the guidelines. And however, United States, as a dominant player in nuclear non-proliferation and technology for last 50 years, made a second agreement, bilateral to each country, so that they don't want to take any chance to slip through loopholes. So we made that agreement with the United States on the top of this United Nations agreement.
So at the core of this issue is that South Korea uses a lot of nuclear energy. We have a lot of nuclear waste. We want to be able to reprocess this nuclear waste so that we don't have to keep storing it in other places. But reprocessing it could lead to a material that could be then weaponized. And so that's the big contention. But what are we going to do with all this nuclear waste?
Oh, right now we are holding all the waste at the nuclear power plant because we are banned from the United States to take any actions to ameliorate nuclear waste. There are technologies available to reduce the amount of waste and toxicity, and also even eliminate high-level waste altogether. And in this densely populated country, in Northeast Asia, Korea, and Taiwan, and Japan, and burying spent nuclear fuels directly underground can be very, very grave mistake, because in the future, somebody may dig up and make a bomb out of it. Also, huge amount of radioactivity may creep out slowly, and just like contaminated water from some animals we buried because of a disease, contaminating underground water system. And small country like Korea, with the underground water system all interconnected, we don't know what will happen in the future for generations. So it is a right way to eliminate high-level waste as much as we can.
And so part of that elimination is through this reprocessing.
Yes.
South Korea has argued that it has found a way, particularly pyroprocessing, to process the fuel without making it into a form that can be used for weapons. Do you think that's a good case?
Right. There is chemical separation process. It can be either wet process or pyroprocess. And wet process has been developed to extract the pure plutonium, and which is dangerous because it can make a bomb. But alternatively, a pyroprocess has been developed in the United States as an alternative to avoid or minimize the danger of nuclear weapon productions. However, there is so much uncertainty still with this technology, and nobody is sure about bulletproofness of this technology. But South Korea has been claiming that this is bulletproof, and that eroded confidence in the negotiation process. That's why U.S. is refusing to accept South Korean proposal.
And there are other countries that have been approved by the U.S. to reprocess its spent fuel. Can you tell us, like, which some of those other countries and whether we really have a good shot eventually with some of this more time, as you
Right.
suggested?
There are many countries, including Switzerland, and Japan was allowed to go for enrichment and the reprocessing in 1998. And even India, which is not a member of a non-proliferation treaty, was allowed in 2008. And Vietnam is allowed this year. And all those countries have their economy with international trade dependence far lower than Korean case. So we have a strong case here. There must have been some mix-up and misunderstanding. So we just need to have more time to honestly tell them the situation, how desperate we are. If we bury spent nuclear fuel as it is, this can be catastrophic.
Well, Professor Hwang, thank you so much for joining us tonight and sharing your insights.
Thank you.